Hello, welcome to the Pachygyrian Queen. Today I'm going to be discussing my experiences with Pachygyria. I wrote out a thing so I wouldn't forget what I wanted to say. So here's what I am going to say. I've never done this before. I've never came out and talked to anybody about my experiences with Pachygyria and how it hinders me in certain areas. So here it goes. Pachygyria does hinder me in a lot of things, most things in life. I am going back to college to become a behavioral counselor after many years of course, not attending school. I've had some full tech training. I am a certified nursing assistant, CNA. So in academics, when I do my assignments or compose papers, it takes me 3 times as long and a lot of effort. It takes a great deal of critical thought that would go into the papers or assignments, and it does deplete me mentally. It exhausts me. Something simple will be very, very difficult and challenging for me to complete. As far as communication or having a conversation with individuals, I have to memorize everything they say and then understand what they're saying and then come up with a response all within a few seconds. A lot of people have told me that I was slow or called me retarded. In fact, they do treat me as such at times, and it is very disheartening. I get frustrated while communicating, frustrated, emotional, and very passionate when they do not understand what I'm trying to explain or express. And then I will often get blamed because they don't have the capability of understanding my, I say it's a high level of intellect. I'm very intellectual. It is very challenging to know how to articulate my words and in what way I want it to be explained, because I know there is several different ways to explain something, and I do explain something in several different ways and methods. When people don't want to understand or can't understand, that's when I get the most frustrated, and that's when they start blaming me the most for any miscommunication. And I didn't realize that it wasn't all me until I was taking interpersonal communication classes, and it did help me out a lot with those classes. So with that, I'm going to move along and into some physical experiences or traits of Pachygyria. I do not suffer from seizures. I guess the most you could relate to a seizure is sometimes I do have involuntary jerks, mostly at night. I usually associate it with falling asleep or something like that. It's not a big deal, doesn't do anything. So, when I was very, very young, I got really sick. And I come to realize that it probably was my Pachygyria shining through, telling somebody that I'm having a hard time. I started to talk at 10 months old. However, the Pachygyria had shut that down. I started to walk and talk about 10 months. I got very, very ill, and I lost how I could talk or communicate at all. I stopped walking, so I stopped talking and walking, and at times I lost my vision. I did gain all of that back. When I was 3, I started to be able to walk and talk, and my eyesight was a lot better. And I didn't have a licensed speech and language pathologist, SLP. So when I gained my ability to walk and talk, it's very phenomenal in medicine. As you can recall, my first video in the case study, this gentleman needed a lot of physical therapy and a speech therapist to help him regain some of his loss to talk and walk. He also had the hallucinations. However, I don't have them. Not all symptoms in everybody are the same. It's not the same all across the board. It can come in different, the symptoms come in different ways with different people and the severities. So, I've never had hallucinations unless I'm on medicine for my cancer. And I do know the difference between when I'm hallucinating and when I am not. That right there, it says a lot. A lot of people don't know a difference between normal and hallucinations. It is so real to people, but I know that there's a big difference. So, anyways, Pachygyria also makes it a lot more difficult to gain employment, as a lot of prospects might think I'm incompetent. However, I'm very confident and confident as well. Right now, I have a 3.76 GPA in college after not being in school for like 20 years. Anyways, and I also know how to put on personal protective equipment, PPE, unlike a lot of the other Americans today. And they don't have Pachygyria, and I know how to put the PPEs on correctly, use them correctly, and then take them off correctly. And there is a method to and a sequence to doing all those things. Let me get my notes here. Also, a lot of people seem to not be able to handle a lot of things. They get very overwhelmed. I know for myself, I get very, very overwhelmed very easily. However, I have noticed that there's other people without Pachygyria that get more overwhelmed a lot faster and a lot more easily than I do. For example, I have stage 4 breast cancer. I recently discovered skin cancer, melanoma. Yeah, both of them are deadly. I caught the skin cancer very, very early and was able to have, of course, surgery. So I'm dealing with some health issues. That's not all of them, but those are the majors. And being able to hold down a job and go to doctor's appointments like every day of the week while doing, full-time college, both of them, all full-time. A lot of people won't be able to do that or handle that, and I am. So I am very competent. And so that would be, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. So if you have any questions, in conclusion, Pachygyria makes simple things for me very difficult, challenging to complete. I have lots of pride in, or take a lot of pride in what I do because it's, yay, I accomplished it. I got it done when it was so very hard. And so, when I get frustrated or emotional or even passionate about something, it seems to accentuate my Pachygyria sometimes, and it's no fun. It doesn't matter how hard I try, it always seems like I'm failing at something. So with that, I would encourage you to ask me questions so I can, write them down and answer them and reach you guys and tell you the answer. So, with that, I'll let you go, and I do appreciate you all watching my video. Thank you, and have a great evening.